And welcome back. A lot of our listeners are small business owners. Wouldn't it be nice to get millions and millions of emails sent out and have an open rate of 67%? That's really, really high. Anyway, we've got Cole VanDee joining us right after this word from our sponsors to talk about how he does it. We'll be right back. Cole, a real pleasure to meet you.
Hey, Pat, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Cole, we talk about our audience, and our audience is small business owners, individual investors who might not necessarily consider themselves marketers. You're a marketer. How can they leverage email marketing to enhance not only their small business, but even investing?
I think pretty much anyone can start an email list of some sort that would benefit them in some way, shape, or form, from the stay-at-home moms that are just trying to find a way to make a couple extra bucks to seasoned investors that are looking to continue to expand their network or even expand their portfolio, regardless of what their investment vehicle may be. I mean, simply put, the way we teach email and the way that we use email for ourselves and for clients is build a relationship with people, send them things they want, and then give them an opportunity to do business with you. And so, if those things sound like kind of how you're already doing business, maybe it's in person or however you've been doing business for the last decade or so, then email is definitely an easy way for you to continue to do that and do it at scale.
Okay, except that you send out a lot, or you've consulted on people that have sent out a lot. I looked at the numbers, 327 million emails. I wondered where they all came from in my inbox, but uh, and a 67% open rate. Talk to me about that open rate. First off, what would a typical open rate be? And then how did you get up to 67%?
Yeah, I think depending on the industry, it'll change a little bit, but between 15 and 20% is going to be your normal open rate. It's just the amount of people opening your emails. Some industries are seeing 25 or 30%, but very few are seeing anything above 50%. And the biggest way, I can go through all the technical, boring stuff and spend hours or even weeks on it. But the simplest way to
That is
explain
how
it.
you get paid because you are a
Yeah,
consultant.
exactly. We could spend weeks, years, decades, however long you'd like. The simplest thing, if you really want to look at like what we do and put it into simple executable terms, is we send out a lot of valuable content that doesn't sell anything, and we do that daily, at least one email a day. And those emails are designed to help the people that are on our list. So, for example, if you have a network of investors or a network of real estate developers or a network of whatever, whoever it is that you're in communication with, we're sending out tips, tricks, ideas, strategies, deals, opportunities for them, events, whatever it may be, and just adding value into their life. For them, they're going to be more inclined to want to open because you've become kind of like a curator of truth, a curator of information and value for them in their life to make their lives easier, better, faster, more profitable, whatever it may be. And so they're going to be looking for your emails and they're more likely to open.
Okay, I understand that part. And it's like providing ideas. But to a degree, isn't it also a tease to get them to open at some point? Is there a hook at some point that you set?
Yeah, we try to the depending on your audience and the sophistication level of it, because there's different sophistication levels of audiences depending on how you do business. If you're doing, if people on your list are savvy business owners and stuff, they're not gonna be as in tune to, the and stay tuned for tomorrow kind of stuff. But kind of series, if you place your emails in more of a series pattern, it's going to be a natural progression. If you think of it like a Netflix show or a TV series where you're kind of seeing like, oh, there's a little bit more here that I'm not quite seeing yet today. And there wasn't enough time or there wasn't enough space or whatever it may be for it to fit in today. So that's going to be in tomorrow. The simplest way to kind of do it is at the end of an email, just be like, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be sharing with you X, Y, and Z. Tomorrow I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips on how to get hard money to buy real estate deals, or tomorrow I'm going to share with you, the the registration page for the local networking meetup group or whatever it may be, and just kind of hint at a little bit what you're going to be talking about tomorrow. And again, depending on the sophistication level of the audience itself, is how you'll actually execute on that. You can be a little more vague with a lesser sophisticated audience. If you have a highly sophisticated audience, you're probably going to be pretty precise about it because they're going to be very precise and decision oriented people based on the data and information they have available, and they don't want to play the game. So it's going to depend on that.
Yeah, I want you to walk through an example because there was a couple of companies. Full Stack is one, and Inspirion is another one that I read about, where they took their email list and they turn it into revenue. Is that what you're talking about there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have an email list of people that said they want to be on your email list in some way, shape, or form, then yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity there to make money. And with Full Stack Marketer, they're a coaching business. They coach newer entrepreneurs on how to set up an affiliate marketing business and set up kind of their own online digital business where they run advertising, find products to sell, create their own products to sell, and they're able to do business. And we were able to add a little over $1 million a month in revenue for them. Simply put, is we were just really great at helping them through all of the problems they were facing. So newer entrepreneurs are mostly struggling with building momentum. They're usually struggling with some mindset challenges. Maybe they're not quite sure how money actually works. They're not quite sure what the math is to get to 100,000 or $1 million a year business. So you help them kind of break that down in emails in a very valuable, very matter of fact kind of way, through different stories, possibly even. And then we would make them offers every so often of, hey, we have a live event. If you want to come and check it out, join us. We'd love to, walk you through A to Z how this stuff all works. And that worked really, 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 really well. We were able to scale that into a 40 to $50 million a year business.
Okay, then what are the common mistakes? Suppose I'm a small business owner, which I am. What are the common mistakes I typically might make?
Not emailing your list enough,
Oh,
and
really?
treating it like an
Wow.
ATM. Your email list is like having a pool of people that want to know who you are and they want to do business with you. And most business owners treat it like an ATM. So they only go to these people and go, "Hey, do you got some money? I have some stuff to sell." And if you really think about the people that you do business with, and I can talk from my own personal experience, I love giving people money. I love even more giving my friends money or people that I feel like I'm connected with and I know, and they don't ever have to ask me to buy anything from them because they've been so helpful. They've been very useful to me. They've benefited my life in some way, shape, or form. And so if I see that they're selling something, I go out of my way to go and buy it. But what most business owners do is they try to beat their customers or their email list or their leads or the internet over the head with a billboard every single day and go, "Hey, buy my stuff. It's 20% off today. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff." And it gets really annoying and it's not as fun. And we get so many ads these days that it just becomes noise. And a lot of people tend to actually ignore the selling stuff. And so I think that's where the value in actually trying to help people by helping people comes in and works really, really well.
I get hundreds and hundreds of emails a day, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that do. And you just gloss over things. Is email still effective? More and more people are telling me you should be using LinkedIn, for instance. Does email still work?
Yeah, email works, and I want to be like super clear. Email isn't the golden bullet for any business. It's one piece of the moving machine that is a business. So should you be on LinkedIn? Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're doing B2B or if you're doing any type of investing or networking or anything like that. Email is just another platform, and it's a platform where it's a little less regulated as far as like politics aren't involved in email. So you can kind of say what you need to say, share your opinion, and the people on your list will either agree or disagree, and they vote by opening or unsubscribing or clicking or buying or whatever it may be. You don't get prioritized or deprioritized by what you share or how you share it. more or less email. It gets sent to a subscriber, and then they choose whether or not they want to hear from you anymore. So it gives you a little bit more personal of a connection between yourself and people that you want to do business with.
Mm.
And it kind of supplements all the other aspects of connecting and networking and social media and platforms that are available to you. And the best part of it is once someone's on your email list, you don't have to like run more ads to get that same person to see you again. You just send them an email. So, so email, yeah, is very much well and alive. People get a ton of emails. You said hundreds or so a day.
Mm.
Um, and I bet that you scan through the from names and figure out who you even want to keep in your inbox and you delete everybody else.
You must be looking over my shoulder, Cole. Uh, if I was a small business person, then what are the essentials that I need to get started if I haven't already?
At the very minimum is you need a way for someone to want to give you their email address. So this is some sort of resource that's free, free training, a free book. If you have a brick and mortar store, maybe it's a free sample or it's a free gift. Maybe it's a coupon code. If you're an investor of some sort, maybe it's, if you want to attract newer investors or new investors to a certain area or whatever it may be, just find something that you can give somebody else for free where you're not expecting anything in return besides maybe an email address. And then collect email addresses that way. You can do this really simple. There's a ton of tools out there. Some of them are almost free, $10 a month, $20 a month, $30 a month. Doesn't matter which tool you choose, just choose any of them. And then just start writing emails. They don't have to sound good or look pretty or be magical or any of the things. You just need to write some words. Hey, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. My name is so and so. This is the journey I'm on. I'm glad you're on it with me. That could easily be your first email that you send out to people. Um, and then as far as doing business with you, just have them reply to the email. And then now you have a two-way conversation with another human being, just like you would have in any sales environment, whether that be on the phone, in person, over Zoom, however you do business these days. You could easily set that up through a two-way conversation in email. So,
I find though, Cole, that when I'm sending emails out these days, I'll often use artificial intelligence, AI, to help me write those. What do you think of AI?
yeah, AI is great. AI has completely changed the way that I look at business. It's completely changed the bottlenecks that are in business and has just moved them into other areas. I think if you're not a writer or if you don't really understand marketing or sales or anything like that, or words don't just seem to flow that naturally for you, you should 1,000,000% use AI. And then I'll give you this one helpful tip that will make you at least one step ahead of anyone else using AI. If you're going to use a Chat GPT or a Claude or any AI platform out there to write your email for you, go ahead and have it do that. Copy that email, paste it into your text editor on your computer. This will strip out all of the code that you can't see inside of the AI platform from when you copy and paste it. And then you'll take it out of your text editor, you'll copy it, and you'll paste it into whatever email platform that you have. You'll have no code attached to it. Then you can go in and format it, bold whatever you want to bold, make it the size font you want. And then that way you're not going to be deprioritized in the inbox because you used AI. You'll actually have stripped out all of the AI Unicode that gets just embedded in there invisibly that you can't see with the naked eye on purpose. Gets completely stripped out, and you can send that email off with no worries.
Yeah, okay, that is one great tip, Cole. I want to talk about, I brought up AI because I thought that was going to be the future of email. You're saying maybe not so much. But what do you see as the future of email? Will AI play a role in the reception, for
Oh,
instance, of emails
yeah.
coming in, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, AI will. There's going to be two paths with the future, I think, in general. There's going to be, especially in a marketplace with business, there's going to be a path where people don't necessarily care if it's AI generated or not. And that's probably going to be a pretty big size of the market. 60, 70, 80% would be my guess. When you're talking about the US, you're talking about over 300 million people. You're talking about a good buyer pool of about 150 million people or so, just in the US alone. And so you talk about 80% of that, you're talking about 100 million, 120 million people that could potentially be a buyer. That's amazing. There's still, I believe, always going to be a subset of people, 10%, 20%, that want a human person. They want like an actual connection. And I'm not talking about it's just baby boomers or millennials or whatever that are like, I'm not talking to these robots. I'm talking about Gen Zers, younger generations that are like, yeah, all this AI stuff's really cool, but like, I just want to kind of talk to a person. And so, whichever side of this you lay on, I think you're going to be just fine. It's how you approach it, and decide that you want to do it is going to be important. As far as AI and the use cases for email, yeah, 100%. There's going to be, and I'm working on it myself, and I'm trying to get there. But we're working on right now is taking our entire strategy, our entire process, our entire analysis, the human algorithm we built, where we decide how to test and what to test and how to scale. We're building something that we're hoping AI can power, so that way any small business owner can push a button and their email stuff will be done. I promise you, I'm not the only person working on that. Someone else is also working on that. So at some point, you won't have to be the one pushing or doing the actual work and writing the emails and sending it out and figuring out what to send. That'll all be at a push of a button in the next, I don't know, 12 or 18 months or so.
Well,
Um, that's definitely coming down the pipe. The quality of it, how it'll work, all that fun stuff, I have no idea. But it's coming. The other side of it is the recipient side. The recipient side, we've already seen it a little bit with Gmail, where you're getting a one sentence summary of what the email is all about. And that's through Google's Gemini AI platform. And that one sentence summary is going to summarize your email and it's going to give it one sentence and say, this is what this email is. Do you want to read it or not? And so that's where being very clear about what like the email is and what the intention of it is, and then how you can kind of, I'm going to use the word manipulate a little bit, but how you can really lay out and manipulate the copy in the email, the words in the email, to generate the summary that entices someone to want to read more. And that's something that I'm still playing with exactly how to do it, but we have a pretty good email structure that's been working for it so far. Hasn't been 100%, but like 40 to 50% of the time, we're getting good summaries out of it that are wanting people to actually read our emails instead of just take the summary and leave it.
no, I wish you continued success then.
Thank you.
VanDee is the founder of Inboxing Engine.